The next area I'd like to cover here for Sage 200 2015 is the project accounting. You can see on the right hand side we've got a number of sample projects. You can see the code. Now this can be a numerical automatically generated number, or it can be alphanumeric and you can make up the next project code yourself. You can have the project title, project status, they've got a parameter here if it's a commercial project, yes or no, the days taken, the region and the associated customer along with the project manager. A lot of these columns here have been customized so that the system can record particular information that's relevant to this project. It is a very in-depth module here, so for the purpose of the demonstration we will be covering it very much at a high level, but to be able to show you the amount that you can do with this module. So if we start around the utilities and the setup area, what we'll be able to see is some of the explanation of why there are various items on a project. Again, I stress that this is an overview as there is quite a lot of settings around project accounting that allows you absolute flexibility on how you record information. So we'll look at, we've got various features on how we do the budgeting and the overhead absorption. We've got time and material pricing if you wish to, the integration, which modules you want project accounting to integrate with. We're even allowing you to change some of the terminology, so you could have things like, instead of project, you could have events. You can see here they've changed the group field to be a phase and so on and so forth. You might have customer as client. We've got the postings, what do we actually want to post when we're linking into the other modules around the project accounting, and the project coding, as I said earlier, whether it's automatic or manual. We've got the structure settings. So in here we set up titles like labour, stock, subcontractors, revenue items, miscellaneous and delivery charge. And these are just headings that what we can do is within those we can also set various parameters on how we want to record general detail, display costing, display charging, whether we want to store additional information about it, which ones that we're going to integrate this title with, the defaults, what we want the defaults to display, and if there's any nominal postings here related to labour. We can go through each one of these and they will hold the same idea. The phase levels, so we may call it phase, and if we look at this again we have various parameters in here that we can set according to those phases. And likewise in the level, so on the project or the consultation level we've got more parameters here that we can set up. Once we've set up the initial system there around the utilities area, we can go into the project maintenance, and in here we've got a number of items here that we need to look at. One of them can be things like our cost rates, so what do we want to call those? Overtime and standard, it could be double time, time and a third. We've got our charge rate types, again base or double, different labels as you know them as. We set up our resources, so all the people here that are possibly going to fill in timesheets for you. We've got project statuses, so you can see here on the list we want to maintain these statuses, and behind each status we can call these what we wish. We've got whether we're going to allow to post costs and revenue and delete these status projects. So for instance, we shouldn't possibly be allowed to post costs or revenue on anything that is complete, and we certainly don't want to allow them to be deleted. We may, when we're at the initial stage of open, that what we're allowed to do is allow the course of costs and revenue to be recorded, and likewise if we have a deleted one, of course we could be allowed to delete that one if we don't want to keep it in the record. If we look at the hierarchy, so what we're doing here is we're linking the charge rate and the cost rates to our resources, so we can see here how we can group them. We can group them into things like fitter. We take the user here, and what we're doing is applying the cost rate. So when we are doing charging and billing, to our project, we have the rate here that we're expecting. Most people on the charge rate have incurred things like the PAYE, the PRSI or National Insurance if you're in the UK, onto these charge and cost rates. So if we look here and take actually a project that we have on our list here and we click to amend it, what you can see here over on the left hand side is the project structure. So we've built this project structure. We've said that there are various phases in this. There's a prep, an install and white goods, and then the kitchen sale. We talked about additional information, so you could see there on our list view where we had commercial project. So we've set these analysis codes up and we've got a default yes or no, and you've got that from a drop down list. The number of days taken, the region, etc. All these are customizable for you. You've got your cost and charge rates that are set, and more importantly where you can set budgets onto a project. These budgets can be set at the high level or you can set them at the various phases. And we assign a customer who we're going to charge this project to. If we have any additional contact information, we may have things like drawings or contracts that we wish to attach to this project so that we can centrally hold all the information around that. And we can write our memos on the project also. To make it easier when you're setting up a project, you may decide that you have a certain number of templates that you can kick off from. They may not be exact, but most of the work is done. So if we pop back into project maintenance, we can have a look here and see the project templates. We open this up. So what in this case is we've got 4 templates here, and you can see the different titles associated with them. If we click on edit, so what we've done here, there's a consultation project template. So what we've got is that there's a couple of items associated with. We've set up the various defaults. We can look at the next one and the actually advanced one, so you can see there's various phases associated with this. So how can we use them? So if we come along and we create a new project, we are given the ability, because our number is auto, it's going to create one, we're given our ability to put in the title. And what we can do is create a blank one. We can copy a project template. We can copy a live current project, and we can copy an archived one. So if we copy a project template, our list changes here to the ones that we looked in the template. So if I put the advanced one, which have the most detail, and create the project, you will see automatically here we've got various items set up already for us, where we don't have to pre-populate them. Sorry, they're already pre-populated. That will make it an awful lot easier. As soon as we click on save, after we've made our various changes, close out of that, you can see here that we've created a new project as I labelled it. You can see the default status. I didn't set up or change the analysis code, whether it's a commercial project or not, the days that are taken, the region, etc. I can go in and I can amend it if I forgot to change something. So I say actually it is a commercial project, click on that, say yes, save out to that. And if we look at it again, it refreshes it, we can see now that it's changed it to true. Once we have put all our information against this, we can then do some inquiries around the project code. So if we pop into our inquiries here, and let's say if we click on picking up a project, we'll select this one here, click OK. We can obviously restrict the information, restrict the projects that we look at depending on the criteria. We can see here whether we've got the revenue and the costs. And you can see by the totals of what's being committed versus the budget.